Yamashita Cross signs that are directly pertaining to specific locations. In the previous video about Yamashita Cross signs or markers, we interpreted them in a way where they are pointing into directions where the treasure deposit is hidden. But on this video, we are going to cover cross signs or markers that don't give directions, but they do provide specific locations. Treasure deposit is in the rice field. We have here the first featured Yamashita Cross sign in this video. As you can see in this illustration, the cross sign is inside a parallelogram. You have to know that this parallelogram-shaped figure that encloses the cross sign is what represents the rice field. Speaking about rice fields, Philippines has so many rice fields, and the Japanese Imperial Army found them as perfect hiding places for their Yamashita treasures. So what does it mean? Let's say that you have found this sign engraved on the surface of an old huge rock. What you have to do is to search for the nearest rice field around. When you happen to find a certain rice field nearby, you still need to conduct some further investigation by confirming if the rice field you found is old and not recent. If it is not old, then you should continue searching until you are able to find the location of the old rice field. The cross sign being inside the parallelogram means that the treasure deposit is inside the rice field. Unfortunately, it does not tell you the exact spot where you should dig around the rice field when you happen to find the place. But in most cases, you will find additional signs or markers at the rice field, which will give you hints about the specific spot on where you should dig. Hidden tunnel entrance. Tunnels are also common places where the Japanese Imperial Army had hidden most of their treasure deposits. So what you are seeing right now in this illustration is a Yamashita treasure sign, referring to a tunnel treasure deposit. The cross symbol is clearly visible on the top, while at its bottom, there is a box. This box actually represents the entrance of the hidden tunnel. So what are you going to do when you happen to encounter this type of cross sign? Again, let's assume that you found this particular type of cross sign engraved onto a surface of an old huge rock. Searching for it can be quite challenging, because there is no direction given to its specific location. Thus, you have to search every possible portion or corner of the area. Here is another different type of cross sign pertaining to a hidden tunnel. As you can see in this illustration, there are two symbols that are similar to a comma. These two comma symbols at the bottom of the cross sign refers to the hidden entrance of a tunnel. Treasure deposit is at an old tree. On this sign, we can clearly see the cross sign, which is slightly tilted on the right side. And at its lower portion, there are two lines that went sideways. This sign actually refers to an old tree where the treasure deposit is hidden. although it does not specify where the treasure deposit is hidden from the tree. So it could be inside the old tree, especially when it is quite big, or if it's not, then it could be underneath it. Anyway, if it happens that you found the old tree that is being referred to by the sign, it usually has a sign or marker. Through these additional signs or markers, their interpretation often gives you the clue about the exact location of the hidden item. Here is another cross sign with exact similar meaning. Although, it is a cross sign with a short line on top of it. Treasure deposit is at the graveyard. As you can see, this sign simply consists of a cross, and underneath it is a rectangular box. Interpreting it as a Yamashita treasure sign has a meaning, that is referring to a location of graveyard, or cemetery. The cross symbol on this sign is what confirms that the treasure deposit is hidden on this particular burial ground. As for the box below it, it is a representation of a grave. So how can you exactly find the specific location of the hidden item? Based on experience, the item is often stored inside the grave, or buried underneath it. This is good, if it happens that there is only one grave on the area. The problem is when there are so many graves around. Anyway, the Japanese Imperial Army soldiers often left additional signs or markers around at this kind of situation. Treasure deposit is near an old creek. Old creeks are also interesting places, where the Japanese Imperial Army had hidden their Yamashita treasures. So in relation to this sign, we have the cross and two waves of lines below it. These two waves of lines is what represents the location of an old creek. The cross above it is what indicates that the treasure deposit is hidden somewhere near it. Just like the other cross signs that we covered on this video, there will be additional signs or markers at the old creek, which gives you clues about the exact location of the hidden item. Here is another cross sign with the same meaning, but the difference is that this one either refers to an old creek or river nearby. Treasure deposit underneath a huge old rock. What we have here is a cross sign which is composed of an arc-shaped symbol at its bottom. This arc-shaped symbol actually represents a large old rock. So when you happen to discover this type of cross sign, you need to find this one old huge rock nearby. And when you find it, this old rock often has engraved markers on it, where it dictates about what you need to do next. In most cases, the additional signs or markers confirm that the treasure deposit is either inside the old rock, or underneath it. Here is another exact similar sign, but this one has a dot inside the arc-shaped symbol. This added dot fully confirms that the treasure deposit is hidden inside the large old rock. Treasure underneath an old church. On this next cross sign, notice that the arc-shaped symbol at the bottom of the cross is at an upward direction. This added arc-shaped symbol is what indicates that the treasure deposit is hidden underneath. As for the cross symbol, it represents an old church. Thus, the overall meaning of this sign means that the treasure deposit is hidden underneath an old church. Did you enjoy watching my video? If yes, and if you are new to my channel, then you may want to subscribe, like this video, and hit the small notification bell icon. By subscribing and hitting the bell icon, you will receive alerts or notifications about my new published videos. If you want a reading material about treasure hunting, then you may want to visit my blogging website at treasurehunt.club. Thank you very much for watching, and happy treasure hunting.